answer the questions that follow. In recent years, the rapid growth of digital technology has transformed the way people communicate, learn, and interact. For many young people, the internet is no longer simply a tool for research or entertainment, it has become an integral part of their daily lives. Social media platforms, online forums, and messaging applications allow individuals to share ideas, build friendships, and access information from different parts of the world within seconds. However, alongside these benefits have emerged serious concerns about digital privacy and cyberbullying. Digital privacy refers to the protection of personal information that individuals share while using the internet. Every time a person creates a social media account, posts a photograph, or fills in personal details on a website, they leave behind a digital footprint. Many young people are often unaware that the information they share online can remain accessible for a long time and may be viewed by unintended audiences. Personal data such as location, phone numbers, photographs, and school details can easily be misused if it falls into the wrong hands. One of the major risks associated with poor digital privacy is identity theft. Cybercriminals sometimes collect personal information from social media accounts in order to impersonate individuals or gain access to private accounts. In other cases, strangers may use personal images or information to embarrass, threaten, or manipulate young users. What may appear to be an innocent post can sometimes expose individuals to risks that they had never anticipated. Closely related to concerns about digital privacy is the problem of cyberbullying. Cyberbullying occurs when individuals use digital technologies to intentionally harm or humiliate others. This may involve sending threatening messages, spreading false rumors, posting embarrassing photos, or excluding someone from online groups. Unlike traditional bullying, which is often limited to specific places such as schools or neighborhoods, cyberbullying can occur at any time and can reach a large audience almost instantly. The anonymity provided by the internet sometimes encourages people to behave irresponsibly. When individuals hide behind screen names or anonymous accounts, they may feel less accountable for their actions. As a result, they may say or do things online that they would never attempt in face-to-face interactions. Unfortunately, the emotional effects of such behavior can be severe for the victims. Victims of cyberbullying often experience feelings of fear, embarrassment, and isolation. Some may lose confidence in themselves and withdraw from social activities or schoolwork. In extreme cases, prolonged harassment can lead to serious emotional and psychological distress. Because harmful content can spread quickly and remain online for long periods, victims may feel that the humiliation never truly disappears. Despite these challenges, the digital world does not have to be a dangerous place for young people. With proper guidance and awareness, students can learn to use the internet responsibly and protect their personal information. Experts advise young users to limit the amount of personal data they share online and to carefully review privacy settings on their social media accounts. It is also important to think critically before posting or sharing content that could harm others. Parents, teachers, and schools also have an important role to play in promoting digital responsibility. By educating young people about the risks of oversharing information and the consequences of cyberbullying, adults can help create safer online environments. Encouraging open communication allows students to report online harassment without fear or shame. Ultimately, responsible digital behavior requires cooperation from individuals, families, schools, and society as a whole. According to the passage, why has the internet become an integral part of young people's lives? Identify 2 types of personal information that can be misused online. What is cyberbullying? 2 marks. How does cyberbullying differ from traditional bullying? State 2 emotional effects of cyberbullying on victims. Make notes on the measures that can be taken to ensure that digital world is a safe place for your people. Describe the tone used in the passage. The emotional effects of such behavior can be severe for the victims. Rewrite the sentence and add a question tag. Explain the meaning of the following words as used in the passage. Integral. Impersonate. Social media platforms, online forums, and messaging applications allow individuals to share ideas, build friendships, and access information from different parts of the world within seconds. Location, phone numbers, photographs, and school details. This is when individuals use digital technologies to intentionally harm or humiliate others. Unlike traditional bullying, which is often limited to specific places such as schools or neighborhoods, cyberbullying can occur at any time and can reach a large audience almost instantly. Feelings of fear, embarrassment, isolation. Some may lose confidence in themselves and withdraw from social activities or schoolwork. Experts advise young users to limit the amount of personal data they share online and to carefully review privacy settings on their social media accounts. It is also important to think critically before posting or sharing content that could harm others. Parents, teachers, and schools also have an important role to play in promoting digital responsibility by educating young people about the risks of oversharing information and the consequences of cyberbullying. Adults can help create safer online environments. Encouraging open communication allows students to report online harassment without fear or shame. Must be in note form, if not deduct 50% of the marks. G. Describe the tone used in the passage. 3 marks. Critical expounds on advantages and disadvantages of digital technology. Informative/advisory advises young people on how to use digital space safely. The excerpt below and answer the questions that follow. Disaffection is what followed. Comrade Maluzi had finished his satsa. He was washing his hands in a basin, with water the waiter was pouring down from a pitcher. I went back into business. Now he was washing his lips, over the basin, which the waiter had raised to his chin. The visitor reached for his coffee and took a sip. More like it, he said. Nice and hot, he added. Then he turned to Comrade Maluzi. Your new business, how did it do? I can't say it did well. Inflation was eroding incomes faster than they could grow. But I survived. I didn't live and work in as clean suburb as I did before. I just could not afford the rent there anymore. No, I had relocated to a slum in a poor part of Harare. But, hey, I was alive. He laughed, falsely. Sorrow was in his eyes. Then there came Murambatsvina. Then there came what? Asked the visitor. Murambatsvina. It is Shona, meaning expelling the trash. Please go on. Bulldozers went from slum to slum evicting residents by tearing their homes to the ground. Murambatsvina expelled us, the trash, all right. We got no advance warning before or alternative accommodation after. Nobody cared whether we lived or died. We had to go. It did not matter where. Just go. Did anyone explain why you had to leave? The bomber tried to. Murambatsvina's real aim, he said, was to prevent disease and curb crime. Was that its aim? Comrade Maluzi belched. Disease and crime increased instead. No, Murambatsvina had nothing to do with curbing of disease or crime. Its true aim was to punish us, the urban poor, for supporting opposition parties. A. What happens immediately before the excerpt? Who is being referred to as the visitor? 2 marks. Give and illustrate one character trait of the visitor. Explain 2 thematic concerns brought out in the excerpt. Who is the bomber and why was he given that name? 2. Identify and illustrate 2 styles used in the excerpt. Your new business, how did it do? Rewrite in reported speech. What happens immediately after the excerpt? Explain the meaning of the following words as used in the excerpt. Comrade Maluzi explains to the visitor how they formed opposition parties in an attempt to remove the bomber from power. They lost elections due to lack of unity among the opposition parties and also rigging. B. Who is being referred to as the visitor? 2 marks. Tad Longway, Director of Special Projects at AGDA__. C. Curious/inquisitive, he asks Maluzi so many questions. E.g., was that its aim? Explain 2 thematic concerns brought out in the excerpt. Poor leadership/bad governance, inflation was eroding incomes faster than they could grow. The leader evicts the citizens without warning or compensation or alternative accommodation. Revenge, the bomber formed Murambatsvina to punish the urban poor for supporting the opposition parties. E. Who is the bomber and why was he given that name? The new leader of Zimbabwe. He had bombed the economy of Zimbabwe back to Stone Age. Identify and illustrate 2 styles used in the excerpt. Dialogue, between the visitor and a Maluzi. Them there came what? Asked the visitor. Murambatsvina. It is Shona, meaning expelling the trash. Metaphor the trash. G. Your new business, how did it do? Rewrite in reported speech. The visitor asked Maluzi how his new business did. The visitor called the waiter for he was ready to pay the bill. The waiter asked him if he had enjoyed his meal, totally ignoring Maluzi. Eroding, eating away, degenerating. 2 sorrow, sadness. 3 curb, control, reduce, contain, restrain. 3 read the poem below and answer the questions that follow. The Village Well by Henry Barlow. By this well, where fresh waters still quietly whisper, as when I first accompanied mother and filled a baby gourd. By this well, where many an evening its clean water cleaned me. This silent well, dreaded haunt of the long-haired Musamwa, who basked in the midday sun reclining on the rock, where I now sit, welling up with poignant memories. This spot, which has rung with the purity of childhood laughter. This spot, where I spoke to responding I. This spot, where hearts pounded madly in many a breast. By this well, overhung by leafy branches sheltering trees. I first noticed her. I saw her in the cool of red evening. I saw her, as if I had not seen her 1,000 times before. By this well, my eyes asked for love, and my heart went mad. I stuttered, and murmured my first words of love, and cupped with my hands the intoxication that were her breasts. By this well, in the clear waters of this whispering well, the silent moon witnessed our inviolate vows, the kisses that left us weak and breathless. It is dark. It is dark by the well that still whispers. It is darker. It is utter darkness in the heart that bleeds. By this well, where magic has evaporated but memories linger, of damp death. The rotting foliage reeks, and the branches are grotesque talons of hungry vultures. For she is dead, the one I first loved by this well. A briefly describe what the poem is about. Briefly describe what the poem is about. 4 marks. Who is the persona in this poem? What is the significance of the well to the persona? 2 marks. When was the first time that the persona went to the village well? Identify and illustrate any 2 stylistic devices used in the poem. Comment on the change in mood in the poem. Explain the meaning of the following lines as used in the poem. I saw her, as if I had not seen her 1,000 times before. It is utter darkness in the heart that bleeds. The persona is the widower, mourning the loss of his wife. For she is dead, the one I first loved by this well. The well hold poignant memories of his love. He mentions the memories with the parent fetching water, his first interaction with the lover, and now mention of her death. D. When was the first time that the persona went to the village well? When he first accompanied his mother and filled a baby gourd. Repetition by this well / this spot / I saw her / it is dark. Anaphora / parallelism, it is, second last stanza. Personification, waters still quietly whisper / whispering well. Alliteration, waters of this whispering well. The persona describes a romantic mood at the beginning of the poem, the romantic interactions with the lover and the excitement at prospects of the love. Then the last 2 stanzas, the mood is somber √1 to show grief after the death of a loved one. G. Explain the meaning of the following lines as used in the poem. 2 marks. 1. I saw her, as if I had not seen her 1,000 times before. He has met her many times before, but now he sees her with a romantic eye / has now developed romantic feelings towards her. 2. It is utter darkness in the heart that bleeds. He is hurting / in pain / heartbroken by her death.